Hello, and welcome to Nemeta's Commentary. Doses of gameplay of an injection of thoughts, critique, and advice. My name is Bluegill, and thanks for joining me today. This video is about a particular loadout that I've made. In order to be a good support, first you must learn to do no harm. In this match we are playing Domination on the Fisher map in a game of Loadout. My loadout consists of a double barrel helium launcher, a double barrel juice launcher with a personal shield. The double barrel piece shows the stat for how long it takes to load 2 rockets, but what you can do, you can just load 1 rocket at a time and just go with that. You don't have to load 2 rockets in order to use your launcher. The reason I'm using double barrels is because I discovered that you can reload rockets much faster than using the tube can. The tube piece is meant to have faster reload for a smaller area effect, but with the double launcher, it shows the stat for how long it takes to load the 2 rockets. They load 1 at a time, and if you just shoot your rocket as soon as you load it, it is so much faster than the tube piece. I'm not sure that's intentional, but using it with especially the juice launcher, it works incredibly well because juice makes you reload just a little bit faster as well, so it's incredible. I love using it. The reason I'm using launchers is because I play on casual servers the most. Therefore, I never know who I'm going to be sided with. Just in case I get teammates who are new or don't know what to do, my loadout doesn't go to waste. I can use my launchers on myself to help me as much as possible. The helium launcher only does about 5 or 10 HP on myself, but every little bit counts because I have an upgraded payload. When you upgrade your helium payload, you get a passive helium bonus. It only does 3 or 5 HP a second, but that's really good for taking out fires, though. If you just take that out while you're capturing a point or collecting, you can last quite a long time, especially when you're buffed up. I always try to let my teammates get the kills as possible. I can't do as much as I could without a rifle, but using this, you can make your teammates perform at an excellent rate, keeping them overhealed at all times, keeping them buffed at all times, and having a shield for yourself so you don't burn to death. It works amazingly well. As a support player, I know that it's not about what's best for me, it's for what's best for my team. I'm okay with only having a melee to protect myself with, but I usually don't have to do that because my teammates are powerful enough to take out any threats easily. But in that odd case, I can just run in and take out anybody that's still standing. As for the juice launcher, I found that if you keep hitting yourself as soon as you load the rocket, you can buff yourself faster than the meter can deplete. That's what makes this loadout work so well for objective-based games. For Jackhammer, Blitz and Domination, Extraction even. If you're the collector and you just boost yourself while you're running to plutonium, record time. The biggest fallback to this build is that you as yourself, you can't defend yourself very well, and if you get separated, you're done. And if the other team realizes that you only have melee to attack with, there will always be a sniper, or there will always be people shooting you with rockets. It makes deathsnatch pretty difficult, and you can weigh down your team quite a bit with this. I wouldn't recommend using this for deathsnatch. I haven't had as good results as I had with the other game types. The reason I'm using the personal shield is because if I catch fire, I don't have to worry about it too much. Just activate it, and the shield will eat away any fire damage I get. So if in any case I can't stop and roll for any reason, the shield is what makes up for that. If I think I'm about to catch fire, I just get the shield ready. It's best for fire, but not much good for everything else. Rockets and sniper bullets it hardly works. It's all about getting your teammates to do their best. But there's only so much you can do for them though. That's what makes melee come in handy. You do about 40 damage by itself, but if you're buffed, you do 48 damage. If your teammates aren't doing that well, just get ahead of them, smack the enemy around. Do what you feel the rest of your team cannot do. The buff helps you take a little bit more damage. The shield helps take a little bit more damage as well. I haven't gotten the best results on deathsnatch. Maybe mixing this with a grenade rather than having a shield, it could do quite well. You could have the turret to bait people, wait in the corner while people take out the turret, because a lot of people are figuring out that you can melee a turret in one hit. Just wait for them to come out of hiding, wait for them to melee, and then get them back. Because doing a melee attack, it leaves you open for a second, so while they're doing their animation, you just run in, smack them around. I'm using the health launcher to use myself, just in case I do take damage. I cannot overheal myself, but just in case I do take some damage and I got damage myself, if no one else is around, then it doesn't really matter. I do get more health by healing other people, but a little bit's better than nothing, right? The trade-off with these launchers is all I have for self-defense, other than healing and juicing myself, is my melee attack. Not being afraid of diving right in and knocking everybody down works really well with this build. Big pros are, if you can't rely on your teammates, your loadout doesn't go to waste. But if you have people that you can trust, that just makes it even better. You can get people healed up faster, get people juiced up faster. Domination's not a bad game mode. I find it's mostly blitz on steroids. You're running from one point to another all the time. It requires a little bit of strategic thinking. Point B should always be defended by at least one person, because if you have the middle point, that's where you spawn. You can just run over to point A or to point C, take care of that. It's pretty much the higher ground. If your enemy has that, it's harder for you to get over to point C, because they can see you from point B much of the time. The biggest fallback to having this loadout is that it can make you quite power hungry. There's times where I just run out in front of 3 or 4 people and not worry about anything. While it is possible to get a person or two if you're quick enough, you're not as bulletproof as you think you are. I just use explosive over flak or clusters, because with flak it stays in one area. So if you're running from one place to another, it doesn't work as well. You have to stop and buff yourself. With clusters, the big rocket hits the ground and then the clusters land, but it has to hit the area and then hit it again for it to activate. So with explosive, you just shoot the ground, and that's it. And it can still hit multiple people all the time. So that's it for this video. If you decide to try this for yourself, let me know how you like it. Thank you very much for watching.